All right, everybody ready?
All right, we good. We good,
All right,
Maestro?
cool.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
All
All
right,
right.
going live in five, four, three, two.
Yo, Words Never Spoken. Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 17 of Words Never Spoken. I am your host, Tied Up. We got the co-host, Austin Toes, back, ready for action. Austin, what's good with you? What's been up, man?
What's good, man? How y'all feeling, man? Just been working, working and staying busy and trying to keep my mental health straight. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole different topic for a whole
Yeah.
different day.
Yeah, I feel that though. I feel that, man. That's a very prevalent topic right now. Today we got a special guest, very special guest. Big hip hop, battle rap contributor, advocate. Um, what's the other long word? Anthropologist. I forgot. But the
Not very
super,
far.
super special co-host, Maestro Metaphorics.
Yeah,
Maestro, was good? Introduce yourself. Talk your ish, man. What's good with you?
Maestro Metaphorics, Grind Time DMV, all the way up to Supernova Battles. Those that know I was getting busy way before them, but
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Maestro, he introduced me, or he was right there when I was introduced to battle rap in the DMV area. So what we're going to talk about today is the state of battle rap. More so though, the history of battle rap in the DMV area. And I'm gonna do my research and I'm gonna look up other people that had a contribution and see their point of view. But for me, uh, mine is more so parallel to Maestro's experience, and he just has more of knowledge than me. So I just definitely wanted to have him on to share that. Hey, look, guys, to the audience, look, battle rap is a big part of my life, guys. So this is not a battle rap podcast whatsoever. But naturally, we will have subjects in which battle rap comes into play. We will take requests from big battle rappers. We had Heartless a couple of weeks ago. We plan on having Rum Nitty, who's a very popular modern battle rapper, and eventually Sons Conceited. Shout out to Heartless. Um, so anyway, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna walk down this journey, Maestro, where we introduce the world into the DMV battle rap and where you got involved and where it's headed now. Because to me, now let me know if you agree with this. When you mention battle rap to someone, period, they'll mention the Murder Mooks, the Serious Jones, maybe the Arsenals, Conceited, but they won't mention like the newer guys that's in battle rap, the Rum Nitties, the Geechee Gottis. Do you feel like that's the same? You have the same response from people when you ask about battle rap? Battle rap?
yeah, because those are more so the mainstream names. You know what I mean? Like everyone knows them. Murder Mood, like you said, Lux. They're solidified legends. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
people always know the legends rather than the what's hot at the time.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. And, and it's a shout out to the mark that they made in the battle rap community.
No
Um,
doubt.
and me and my brother IQ, aka Thank You now, we was watching Fight Club and all that stuff growing up. I think Fight Club and the Smack DVDs. I never had a physical DVD, so we had to wait till it came on MTV. Is when we started watching battle rap, and then the YouTube era for us came in, and we took off watching the WRC 2-on-2s, and eventually what led to Grind Time. Even when they still was rapping on beats before that. Like, so look, let me ask you something. When was your introduction to battle rap? Where are you from? Did you grow up in this area? Where did you grow up?
Yeah, I'm originally from Maryland, but I live in Virginia now. But I was always battling before, like you said, before the YouTube era, before they were filming everything. And so, I was pretty much every local name who battled back then, before cameras, I had battled. I was the mic fight champion on WPGC 95.5.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
And um so I was always active, doing my thing, before the YouTube era.
So the Mike Fight Champion, that was like what, every Friday or so? Can you
Yeah,
explain what
yeah.
that was?
Every Friday night they would just bring two MCs together and give them back then, you know, because battle rap has evolved now where rounds are literally no less than 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 2 minute minimum up to, you know, 3 minutes or like a 5 minute unlimited round. But back then it was just 2 rounds of 30-second, 30-second rounds. So, you know, it was, you had to get them punches out quick, basically, especially being on the radio. But yeah, that was WPGC 95.5, pretty much the biggest hip hop station in the DMV.
How many weeks would you say you were on there, like, as the champion?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something, and like, you know, because I like straight up, I was repping the Burbs when I was on there, and I know, you know, that's not really their demographic.
Yeah.
But you know, like, you know, I was at the time I had I never lost. I won 2 weeks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And I still got the tapes are out there. You can hear it or whatever. So I never lost both battles. And the dude I beat was actually, he had been champion like originally when he had been champion for like 5-6 weeks.
Wow.
And then I beat him. And then I came back and I battled a dude from Baltimore. I beat him. And then they basically like told me off air that I'm not the demographic that they're looking for. So they were bringing 2 new dudes. So, I mean,
damn,
that was my run on PGC.
Damn, man. There's always something behind the scenes, bro. It's always politics.
I'm not even going to front. They told me straight up, like, because, you know, I was repping the Burbs, shouting out Rockville. And
I feel you. Yeah, for people that don't know, Rockville is like generally a pretty nice area.
Yeah,
you know
I mean,
yeah. Rockville's
it's
nice.
It's close to DC. It's prominent. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, a lot of money, Rockville. But that's funny, man. Dang, man.
Yeah, they straight up told me, you know, like I wasn't their demographic, so they were moving on basically. So
yeah, man,
that was my.
Okay, all right. So from there, the first time I met Maestro, for the audience, is at like I mentioned, I used to watch the Fight Club and the raps. Me and my brother were very indulged in it. Eventually, we saw an advertisement for Grind Time DMV tryouts, in which Maestro, you were already involved. Paradox, actually, I remember him hitting me up. This is how I got Tyranny name. I actually didn't have a battle rap name, and I wanted a slick way to say Tyrone. And so I told him Tyranny as Tyrone, but he spelled it like you all know it today as Tyranny, but that was never how I really meant it to be. But I remember it's Paradox, which was a partner of Maestro. He got me into that. Now, before the Grind Time DMV in Baltimore, how did you get involved in the battle rap? What, and how? You know what I mean? From the beginning.
So basically, the start of the DMV battle movement, and this is it happened randomly. I went to junior high with Paradox, so I knew him.
Wow.
So I knew him for a while, basically, but he had moved to Florida, and then at that time, Grind Time had battles on World Star Hip Hop, if you remember that.
Yeah.
And so I knew Paradox had moved back to, you know, the DMV area, and I saw a battle on World Star. You can look it up. It's this dude from California. His name was FLO.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started, you know, I started watching it, and I saw him, and I thought it was Paradox because it looked just like him.
Mm.
So, and you know, and it's funny because I have a recording studio also, and so Paradox and I, you know, were talking about making music, and you know, our schedules just never worked out. He was supposed to come out, he just never came out. But then what happened was when I hit him, I was like, you know, is that you on those Grind Time battles? I was like, you know, what's up with the DMV division? And so he was like, damn, like, you know, I was actually thinking about that, but I didn't have anyone like to do it with, like, and this is how it's a small world, but he knew Direct. He went to school with Direct down in Florida.
Wow.
So that's how the whole thing came, you know, full circle basically. And so, then we pretty much at my house, he finally came out to my house when we started, you know, when we were talking about doing a battle rap. League.
Wow.
And so literally we sat at my kitchen table, mapped everything out, and then just, you know, started doing all the tryout events.
That's crazy, man. I want to get a little bit more to that. For the audience, though, I want to tell them that today they might know URL or Smack. URL came from the Smack DVD eras. Eventually, it evolved into URL. But before URL, the name URL was in existence. The biggest battle rap league, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Grind Time, right? At one time, Grind Time was big, right?
Yeah, it was definitely.
Okay, so Grind Time was a huge national league for battle rap. They had different divisions. Mostly started off in the West Coast, but then started branching off. And eventually it touched the DMV area. I guess that Maestro was watching the battles in the West Coast, and then now, as we were speaking about, he inquired about Paradox starting another region in the DMV. Before that, do you remember any battle rap leagues in the DMV before Grind Time DMV?
Yeah, there was nothing because, like I said, when I was battling back then, and I was battling over beats back then.
Yeah.
I was bad, and then that it just fell off, and there was nothing out here in the DMV that was popular. And so, because like you said, Grind Time was the biggest thing going, and then so that's what brought the excitement to the area when they found out that they were going to do a division out here.
Yeah.
And what's funny is that our very first tryout event was at Bohemian Tavern in DC.
Wow. Yeah.
For DMV natives, like they know that. That's like
I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, famous spot. And so that's where we met Andari and PG Skillet. And I'm gonna give you all a little battle history. He probably don't want me to say this, but T2 Good was in Florida, but he's from the DMV. He was already battling on Grind Time. He was known in Grind Time. So it was kind of like a big deal that we were gonna have him, rep our division.
Okay. I remember that. He battled with Pete. Nah, go ahead. Yeah.
And at our very first tryout event, we did like 4 battles. Like I said, PG Skillet, Andari, this dude Drew Law battled T2 Good. T2 Good was a veteran that, everyone, knew about.
Right.
During the middle of the battle, he literally forgot his bars and broke his notebook out and started rapping off his notebook.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. He was like the veteran, you know what I mean? So it was just like, yeah, that was crazy.
Damn, bro. That's crazy.
I mean, it's the 10-year rule has passed, so it's okay for me to say that now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's crazy because I remember me and my brother, we went to the second we attended as fans the second Grind Time DMV event after that, right? And that's when P-Row was battling Proverb as the main event. You remember that?
Yeah, that was actually the culmination of all the tryout events.
Oh, okay.
So that was technically the first official Grind Time DMV event. That was when, Direct came out, like Direct is the head of Grind Time. So he came out, like basically to kick the division off. But that was like, really the culmination of the 4 or 5 tryout events that we had. We took the best battlers from all those tryouts, and they were all on that card.
I see. And a shout out to the comments we have, man. Thanks for tuning in. Almighty Eli, Rainbow Spirituals, thank you so much for joining us. Let me ask you something, man.
Y'all here every week.
Yeah, pretty much. Look, so this is a big deal. What in the world happened? When was the transition from the beats to the acapella? I mean, we know that people used to battle each other with their verses in the streets with no beats. But when because for people that don't know battle rap, they say it's not on beat. They automatically think that. When was that? When was that transition? What happened? What do you think?
I think honestly, it was that Fight Club, Smack DVD Grind Time era. You know what I mean? Like WRCs, like I mean they were all like because there was like a down period in like what was it like around 2004 to like 2005 and 6, around that time. And so, battle rap was kind of in limbo at that point. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's when it started getting into a written era. You know what I mean? Because back then it was freestyling over beats.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm sure dudes had rounds in the chamber. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. But, that was like, that was the progression of battle rap.
Yeah, I feel the same way. This is my take on it, man. All right, so this is my thing, and maybe you agree. I want to know your thoughts on this. Freestyling over pre-writtens. Freestyling over pre-writtens. All right. It got to a point, in my opinion, in battle rap where freestyling was cool. It was cool, and it was impressive, and it showed a level of talent. But to me, still, no matter what no one says, I don't care what no one says, even to this day, freestyling still has its limits of creativity. All right,
Absolutely.
because on a
Absolutely.
whim. All right, and so I think that it got to the point where now we want to see we've seen how good you are on the whim creatively, but we want to see if you have time to write and think of bars for your opponent or verses or whatever, how
Yeah.
good you can be. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's a competitive pen, basically. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's a competitive pen. Yeah, and some people are good at freestyling better than they are writtens or well, actually, this is a hot take. No one is better at freestyling better than they are sitting down thinking of bars. What
Just
you
battle
think?
rap?
For battle rap, I think.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, please, Manny, can you speak out?
I got a question. So I don't know much about the world of battle rap, but when you say freestyling versus writing with a pen, getting ready for an opponent in battle rap, when you go into battle rap, are you familiar with? Not familiar with. Do you know each of all your opponents that you may or may not be facing?
All right, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Okay, so outside of tournaments, which is not really the usual construct now, when you go into battle rap now, you know the opponent, the name is big. You probably been researching him for months. You probably know his family on the low. You know his Instagram. So you know him. And it's weird when you do that because I don't like to talk to people before I battle them because I won't feel as liable to bark in their face or whatever. But that's funny as a mug.
I'm gonna give him a perfect example of
thank you.
what he just said. Back in our grind time DMV division, we had a guy named Proverb who, at the time he was making music out in the DMV, he was known. And so he was battling a guy named Animal from Pittsburgh. And this guy Animal he got shot. He wears a colostomy bag. And in all his battles, he talked about how he killed the dude who shot him. So this is a perfect answer to, do you know who you're battling? So when he came out here in the DMV to battle Proverb brought Animal's ex-girlfriend who stood behind him on Proverb's side during the battle. In the third round of the battle, the ex-girlfriend started passing out the local Pittsburgh newspapers talking about how he snitched and pointed out the shooter and got him locked up.
This is facts.
Wow.
So you can go watch it on YouTube. Like if y'all pop up links on the podcast, it's Proverb versus Animal with a Y instead of an I.
Yeah.
But that battle was so controversial, like a riot almost broke out, on camera. You can see it all. Shit almost went down, real street shit. And so we weren't going to drop that battle because it was so controversial. But, to Proverb's credit, he kept asking and asking. And, we were like, we're not going to drop it because, we were still a new division. And, at the time, battle rap controversy didn't really sell back then.
Mm-hmm.
And so Proverb, like I said, to his credit, after about a month or two, he went around us and went to the owners of Grind Time, and we're like, can we drop this battle? Can we drop this battle? So finally, Direct, who was the owner, said, okay, send me the battle. I'm going to watch it, whatever. He watched it that day. He called us back and was like, we're dropping this today.
Damn.
Wow.
So that was the rest is history. That battle had been mentioned in 5 high profile battles after that. It was so controversial at the time.
I dig that. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So
I think it's dope that they, you can do all that. It's just the levels in the playing field. I do like freestyling.
Me too. I do too.
But when people get time to research and go in and write bars in the battle rap scene itself, when you just go in, it feels like there's no rules. I like that too.
Yeah. I feel that too.
Battle rap has evolved also, as back then during the freestyle era, if you did, spit writtens, then you got booed. You know what I mean?
I understand.
And now if you come and freestyle a whole battle, you're gonna get booed. You know what I mean? So that's just the evolution of battle rap.
Right. Yeah, the evolution of battle rap, man. And so like I came into the picture like right then and there, right when Provert was battling P-Ro in the main event before the Animal battle. And me and my brother, shout out to Quincy, man. He's the reason why I battle rapped. He dragged me in there, and we went to a tryout in the DMV area. And I'm gonna tie in the DMV with Smack too later on. But he dragged me into the DMV tryout, in which the tryouts went very well. So Maestro, what was your stance now? How did you end up with Shaka now collabing at the tryouts? How did that happen? Now, before you answer that, Shaka Pitts was a big forefronter for local battle rap, especially in the Baltimore area. And by the time I tried out for the Grind Time DMV division, it was Shaka, Maestro, and this guy named Paradox that was like the overseers for that division. But how did you hook up with other fellow battle rap advocates?
So we got an email one day when it was just still just Paradox and I running, we did like 1 or 2 tryout events. So we got an email, super abrasive. Like basically the first sentence was, "What you're doing isn't official if Shaka Pitts isn't involved." And at the time, like, we didn't know who he was, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, eventually, we all started talking or whatever. And then, so, Shaka was like, "I got some Baltimore guys who need the look or whatever." So then that's when we did that event, the Apex versus PG Skillet event in Baltimore. So we, you know what I mean? Like, we brought the shooters that we had from the DMV, basically, the Baltimore guys. And so that's how it kind of just merged all in one.
Hold on. So the Apex and PG Skillet was a big main event.
That was technically a tryout event also.
But that wasn't the one that. My bad. That wasn't the one that I was in though, right? That must have been before.
No. You were after that.
Wow. So Apex and PG Skillet. Wow, I didn't know none of this. That's crazy.
That was basically a tryout battle. That was actually the very first battle from the DMV that dropped on the Grind Time channel, and that was basically a tryout battle.
Yeah.
And where we had matched up people, before the official event, basically, and they were, so that's how we took them along.
Okay, so let me ask you something, man. Throughout this whole tryout and setting up the venues and everything like that, as a hip hop fan, as a hip hop artist, when did you kind of decide that you're just going to kind of be the coach of this and not kind of go out yourself and try to be involved?
Like, before like the battle rap, I was on a nationwide radio show for like 4 years, the Sports Junkies radio show. Like I used to rhyme, like do the little rap intros for their show and like for their segments. Mm-hmm. And I was in a group with called Styles from the Under with my man, and like, we did shows, we toured, we had CDs in stores and stuff, like all that. And then I just kind of fell back from music, just life. You know what I mean? Like, I just kind of fell back from it all. And then, it just basically, like I said, the earlier story with Paradox, that's how it all kind of, surged again.
Okay. Dang, man. So what was y'all initial plans? What did you and Paradox talk about as far as, man, look, we could actually really learn a lot from this, man. How did you start getting venues? How did you plan out how many battles was going to be involved with each event? And how did you reach out to the battlers or curate who you were going to choose? Can you break down to me the process of that? I know that it could be really long, but break down to me the process of y'all mentality behind that.
I mean, it's really just connections. Venue connections are basically your lifeblood. You know what I mean? Like, you need to have the venue connects. And, we had them just from previous, hip hop relationships before the battle rap, and so that's how, we got the venues. And back then, Grind Time was so big, and knowing that, it was coming to the DMV, we didn't really have to do much work. Everyone was hitting us up. You know what I mean? Oh. And so it's basically, I mean, you were at some of the tryout events. A lot of the dudes didn't make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like we did probably about 8-9 battles each tryout event. only pulling, 4 or 5 from each event. And so, we did like 4 tryout events. And so the best people, we just started matching them up that way. And then it just took off from there.
Let me ask you something. For somebody that's not as ingrained in the streets of like the networking in the DMV area, what do you suggest is like the best way to kind of start networking in order to get a venue that they could book for whatever music related? What's your advice? Like, what's the best way to kind of start shaking hands and all that good stuff?
I mean, it's so different from back then because, with the internet now, it's just basically reaching out to them. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these venues, they need, they look at it from the business aspect of, how many people can we get in? How much can we make at the bar?
Right.
And especially, if you got a built-in audience, and you're telling these people, I can bring 100 people to your, the venues, it's a win-win for everyone. You know what I mean? You need the location, they need the money. So it's basically just networking. But the most important thing is having an audience to bring.
So it's pretty much just like when you're doing, setting up shows for artists. It's pretty much the same thing when it comes to connection to the venues. The important thing is how much money you could bring, how many people you could bring in, what they're gonna buy at the door, what they're gonna buy at the bar, if they're gonna buy food, and that's how. And based on what you can bring in, that's how you get your negotiating power.
Pretty much that's it, and especially now it's better having like a YouTube channel, whatever, so you can see, because a lot of these venues when they hear battle rap, it kind of scares them off, and so. In my pitch, I would always tell them it's competitive poetry, basically. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Don't be afraid of the name. And then, honestly, in the beginning, I would send them, Tyranny, 3PFD, the Christian rapper. He's a white, kind of nerdy Christian rapper, and I would always his battles. I would always be like, "This is what we're doing." You know what I mean? I wouldn't send them any that we had. But honestly, in battle rap is like UFC though. There's a niche audience for it, so you know what I mean? Like, so and I always tell these venues also when I would talk to them that. When you hear battle rap, you see guys in each other's faces. You know what I mean? It's over after the battle. That's it. Like, and honestly, even the fans would be more upset. If I've done probably 300 battle events and never had one fight at any event that I've ever done.
The
thing is, the fans that come to these events aren't looking, for trouble. They're fans of battle rap, so they would be more upset if a fight went down and the battles didn't go down because of that. So it's really a niche audience, and so that's how in my presentation I would always present it to them, and like I said, I would link them to the channel. They would see we're not just guys like saying we're just doing an event and recording it. Like, no, they can see the views. I got 2 million views on my channel, so they can see that it's really it's something serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I always found it interesting that and this is something that people that really not going to want to admit, but you got grown men honestly coming out of their house on a Saturday, on a Friday, or a Sunday to see other grown men play with words. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? They want to see.
You can't break it down any simpler than that.
Exactly, and they're fully invested. Really quick, how has COVID affected events? That's gonna be. I'm about to get into that. That's a good question because I'm gonna get into some crowd reaction stuff. But yeah, they like to sit by the stage and see how someone makes a punchline or a slick word play, and people are legit for that. It's kind of like I remember like going to the club, bumping into guys. Before I even first went to a club, I thought it was like really fighty. But bumping into guys, people so apologetic because we're there for one goal. We all want to go home with some legs. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep it.
Baltimore? Baltimore type stuff.
For me, this is DC. But yeah, so like to reiterate what you were saying, yeah, man, like these people, but it happens to be words that are violent. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That makes it a little bit more cool. You know what I'm saying? Cool and like in quotes. So look, let me
Yeah,
ask you something.
I can't tell you how many murderers there are in battle rap. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There should be a lot of lifers right now. You know what I'm saying? That got away. So look though. All right. So now this is a little bit associated with Anthony's comment. How has COVID affected events? Because this is a big deal. I want to know your perspective on this. There was a time in battle rap where people would spit their cipher verses or whatever verses they have, and the crowd would respectfully listen. It would be minimum stoppage. You know what I'm saying? Even if someone would talk too loud, someone would say, dude, let him finish his rap. You know what I'm saying?
I got to follow up for that one.
And it has evolved into now this culture of huge reactions and encourage reactions and crowd participation. Hitman Holla being one of the biggest ones, but every big battle rap, you know what I'm saying? So when the heck did that happen? When did that change? What do you think the shift was? Like I got my answer, but I want to know what you think about that without, you know.
Honestly, I think once the pens evolved, you know what I mean? Like, because, you know, once you start hearing, it goes back to what we were saying about competitive pens. When you hear someone that can literally shake a room, you know, with a rap, you know what I mean, that they just did, like, you know, that's a skill right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyone can just get up there and spit the raps that they wrote. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to really capture an audience and to just shake a whole room, that's a different skill.
And real quick, Maestro, I appreciate the answer, but Manny, let me get to Austin's
Maestro,
stuff.
I'm in the corner, like, raising my hand. I'm not on camera. That's another thing. Watching battle raps, these dudes is ice cold. And Austin, you can help me out on this a little bit. But between all of y'all, help me answer this question is, these cold rappers, right, that do battle rap, they come out, they to me, they're the best of the best. They should be in the industry, independent, with a label, whatever, however you see they fit. How come they don't cross over when you got people like you mentioned, like Hitman, who like
I'd like to take
ended
this
up on
first.
Wildin' Out as opposed to
musical artists.
Like what the fuck's going on with that shit?
For the longest time, battlers had the stigma that battle rappers can't make good music. That was for the longest time. But honestly, the way that battle rap has progressed, like, let's keep it real. Like, music changes. You know, it went from, like, you know, Timberland boots to, like, tight jeans and dances. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, but the thing about battle rap is it's the purest essence of hip hop, and it won't change because it's still just one-on-one. You know, my raps versus yours. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So it still has that raw element, and the way it's progressed in the evolution of battle rap. A lot of these industry dudes are the biggest fans of battle rap now.
Yeah, they are, and that's my thing. I'm saying even then, like, I don't think y'all don't get the credit y'all deserve, because like in the same time, you're not really being proliferated out there into the environment to where we can find y'all quick and easy. You gotta know somebody.
I think the lack of, you know, quote unquote, the crossover also happens to do with kind of the downfall of CD sales type of, you know what I mean? Like, people were getting record deals like they were back then. You know, when I can just go make something in my home studio and just instantly throw it online, you know what I mean? Like, it's not really like, you know, I'm out there hitting the streets, doing tours, doing shows, so I can, you know, build up sales like that.
So to that, and Maestro, to that, because this, I have a somewhat of a different perspective. I think that battle rappers care less about being on the industry side because their money is greater and quicker in battle rap. So it's like, why waste my time trying to get into the industry when I'm getting I'm living off of 2 battles a month.
I dig that.
I would honestly 100% agree with that. And what's funny is if you look back, all of the industry people who crossed over into battle rap get destroyed or they're terrible.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, and a lot of battle rappers, can't make music. A lot of industry dudes can't battle rap.
Yeah, like the Joe Buttons and
that's exactly what I was about to say next. Even those who started off in battle rap and were fire, they went into the industry, stayed for too long, like Cassidy, Joe Budden. They came back to battle rap, and they got washed when they came back.
Exactly. And like honestly, if I was people like I want to see J.R. Ryder battle. Like I want to see him in the battle ring. But if I was kind of like in the J.R. Ryder like category where I'm not a star, but I'm really a dope lyricist and I do make dope music, but it's more kind of for the underground. You know what I mean? Like I would do that crossover if I was like on. You know what I mean? If it's different. Like a Cassidy at the time. He was doing stuff with Swiss Beat. He was doing it. You know what I mean? And then falling off and coming back. But if I'm like kind of at that middle stage, I would do because of the industry. Because of the audience that's in battle rap. You know what I mean? Like for some of those dudes who aren't quote unquote stars, I would do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And for me, in my opinion, for the battle rap era that I kind of came up in, it's hard. You have to have a different type of mentality when writing for a song and then when writing for a battle. Yeah, I struggled with it, man. When I was battling and I was also trying to make songs. For me, the battle rapper I was geared towards punchlines, and sometimes in songs I tried to do that way too much, and it compromised the storytelling. And I tried to force punches and everything like that. And for me, I think that's a big deal because your mental, you have to get in and out of different mentalities for battle rap and industry in order for that to translate, man.
Songs are hook. They're not really looking for punches. They're looking for something catchy, like you know what I mean.
Yeah, man. So I found myself trying to force punchlines and it just didn't work out. But going into the big crowd reactions in the pen, I also think this, man. This is what I think. And Anthony, I ain't forget about your comment. I'm getting there, I promise. But I also think the battle rap venues got bigger and bigger, and so it was more likely a chance for the crowds to disrupt the battle rap thing, man. Like you remember when URL and Smack was dropping like the rounds per rounds on YouTube?
Yeah.
When I was looking at that a minute ago, I was looking at Conceding the Goods. It was the you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it wasn't like say it again, like you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But as it got bigger and bigger, like the what was that big venue that incident happened with Taxstone and all that stuff? Yeah, like and being there, and even in the Heartless versus Calico. When Heartless did the that's how you use an arm, the crowd is no way you couldn't stop a reaction because there was too many people, and the crowd was like, "Oh my god!" Like in hindsight, that was one of the biggest reactions earlier on that happened. So I think that the amount of people in attendance also contributed to that and normalized it. So that
you also got to keep in mind though, like. Look how many, as battle rap has blown up, look how many people have become quote unquote like known in battle rap, just bloggers, you know what I mean? Someone who just stands and you see them standing there every battle becomes known. Like now getting known just inside the battle rap community who don't even battle rap. You know what I mean? They're not league owners, they're not battlers, but they're just known for you know what I mean? Their reactions, or you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I see you at every battle. Like, it's that guy. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
Everyone's becoming popular. Some of the bloggers get more views than the battles themselves. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, people like to see the behind the scenes, the beef, the history, that's really where we're going with a lot of content online these days. A lot of people like to see the behind the scenes almost more than the actual thing.
Yeah, because you saw so much of the behind the scenes and the build up that the battles are sometimes a letdown. Like with the face on,
exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I do have a follow-up question really quick before we get to the COVID
Yeah, I promise
affecting
I'm gonna ask
events.
that next. I'm gonna ask that next.
And I want your opinion, Maestro, because in the music scene, in the DMV, you don't always get a whole lot of support from your local first, right?
Yeah.
And this is one of the things that the DMV is like known for, unfortunately. Like,
Yeah.
Atlanta is always gonna put on a new up and coming artist.
Well,
Texas,
well.
well, for the most part, I'm talking about what you're known for.
Yeah.
Outside of Atlanta, we like, oh man, Atlanta always is putting on the next up. Texas always normally is putting up their next up. Cali, Florida, all of those places, but the DMV is known for not really supporting and pushing. Like, every big artist from the DMV leaves. Wale, YB, and Cordae, to name the two most popular ones.
Yeah.
Literally ran away from the DMV.
Yeah.
Is it the same in battle rap, or is there more support, more love?
No, there's way more support in battle rap, like, because you got to think about it. Like, a lot of these dudes who make songs or whatever, they're performing at open mics or whatever. Like, 3/4 of the audience are other rappers.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I mean? Like, when I say rappers, I mean like artists. You know what I mean? Not battle rappers. So, so they're not. You know what I mean? They're not gonna. They're about to perform next. So why are they gonna show this dude any love? But with battle rap, it's like, you start building up a following of, fans and a lot of battlers, they like you, they watch your game tapes because they want to battle you. You know what I mean? So they'll definitely like support and watch, when a new Tyranny battle drops, they're going to watch it because, they want to battle Tyranny. So they're going to see what they can pick up, basically pull him out on his next battle. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of things, there's so many kind of battle leagues across the country now at this point that, you could have one or two battles that locally that popped, and then all of a sudden you're in, Chicago, a month later battling someone.
Right.
So,
because the right person saw it.
League, yeah, and it'll be on a totally different league with their audience. You know what I mean? So you're steady building up different audiences until you reach, quote unquote, like the main stages, the main like top battle leagues.
That goes to the faster money than the industry. So yeah, appreciate that.
Exactly, man. Look, man. I mean, it wasn't that. Like one tryout battle had me in London from Don't Flop, man. I mean, that was a great look. You know what I'm saying? Like that was one of the best experiences of my life, for real, man. Yeah. But look, I promised Anthony that I'll ask, how has COVID affected events? Okay, so this is very interesting because COVID, depending on what type of style you like, has contributed to the quality of battle rap. This is what I mean by that. COVID has limited the amount of people that can attend a battle rap event. Mm-hmm. Now, excuse me. With the limitation of people in a battle rap event, it now decreases the reaction of the crowd.
And the interruptions.
Exactly. So now, when you have less noise, your lyrics are more in the forefront. Right?
That's the whole focus at that point.
You know what I'm saying? So if your lyrics are more in the forefront, then you are more pressured to have quality lyrics because it's more easier said to be fire or not.
But it's a con for the showman. The Goods, for example. Goods don't really bar up as much as others, but he's a showman, and people came to see his show, and he literally feeds off the crowd, is what it seems like.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So it takes that away from them, which, to me, I can't say one is more hip hop than the other. No, hip hop is whatever you want it to be, in that's street related or whatever. So all I can say is that they have to adapt for now, because I like them showmen. I like the people that say whack bars, but they perform it so well. it looks entertaining. I like that stuff. But I'm me as a rapper. I like the punchliners too. I like the punchers. To me, are so talented because it is so hard to write a 3-minute round, 2-minute round with all punches back to. It is so hard. So to me, I'm telling you right now, like I battled in the tournament this weekend. I could easily, with a crowd, these rounds would have been nothing with a crowd. Like I could have walked up and said something random, did like a Macarena and said that means the arm's going everywhere, and then they wait till the crowd. You know what I'm saying?
And just let them take it away.
Yeah, you know. But now, so COVID has affected this. In battle rap, COVID has made writers more important, or the importance of writing has been heightened because of COVID. Anthony, to answer your question, you know, depending on who you are, that's a good thing. Depending on who you are, that's not so much a good thing. But that's where it is right now, man. So all right, so look, back to the Grind Time DMV trials, all right? Because I got some personal questions I want to ask you, man, that I'm interested in on some nostalgic stuff. What the heck, like, what was the plan for Grind Time during the tryouts? The tryout me and my brother did with Rio, who was a phenomenal star, and man, his battle rap career got just cut short. Oh my God, man. But anyway, what was the plan? What did you and Paradox ultimately wanted to do with the Grind Time DMV division?
Honestly, it was to be the best division. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, because if you remember back then, it was very competitive with all the divisions.
Yeah, we were going out of town to the New York guys. I remember you guys were handpicking the people to go out of town to represent the DMV. Yeah.
Yeah, we took, you know, one of our battlers, you know what I mean, and had him on battling on the Grind Time stage at Rock the Bells in New York. You know what I mean? So, so that was, you know, shit was crazy.
Now look, let me get a little bit personal, man, because this is gonna be something me and my brother are gonna laugh about. It's not personal towards you; it's personal towards us. What was the rhetoric? Be honest with me. Me and my brother talked a lot of shit. We understand that, but my little brother was the worst. We always been growing up. Did you and Paradox talk about that? Like what was the setup between him and O-Dub?
It was basically like, who the fuck are these dudes? Because Q was like the biggest hype man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there was no better battler than him, and if there was, it was you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Because I remember my brother tried out the same day as me. Now, in my opinion, this is how it went to me. In my opinion, we were. No, you're fine. In my opinion, me and my brother were the top 5 of the tryouts. All right. To me, it was me. In no order, it was me, Quincy, Rio, Ty Law, J Law. And matter of fact, O-Dub might have been better. O-Dub was better than my brother. So you all strategically set my brother up against O-Dub to kind of humble him?
No, honestly, back then it was kind of, you know, we didn't know, there was just so many people, so it was just like,
okay,
Q versus O-Dub. All right, yeah, fuck it, let's do that. You know what I mean? That was kind of before, you know, we knew, you know, who was who, basically. You know what I mean? So there was no like real method to it at that point.
Really? Okay, because Rio was one of the standouts, and in my opinion, I was one of the standouts. You all didn't strategically put me against Rio?
Are you? Oh yeah, eventually, yeah, for Grind Time events, definitely. But
okay.
I like the tryouts. Yeah, the tryouts. It was just basically.
No. Yeah, because Quincy tried out against this guy named Six, but then after the tryout, you all put him against O-Dub for the event, the same event that me and Rio battled.
Yeah.
So I was like,
no, at that point, it was just basically what would make the best battles, because you know we were on the come up at that point, so it was really, you know, how can we show, and especially like with you and Rio, you know, it was basically if you knew who you were going to showcase in the future, you know what I mean? So it'd be best to put them together to have like a dope battle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, win or lose, you know, that's 2 dudes right there who they're going to remember. And who they can see like going forward. And then plus a battle with replay value, you know, if Tyranny versus Rio has replay value, the next Tyranny battle that drops, they're gonna be like, yo, I remember that dude, he was dope versus Rio, so I'm gonna watch his next battle.
All right.
Man, like I appreciate that, man. When I went to New York, man, I'll never forget this. I'll never forget this first time I was recognized in a mall. But when I went to New York and they were like, dude, you had the American Eagle line. Bruh, it is the best feeling in the world when that happens, man. Like, I'm telling you.
2 quick stories.
Yeah.
Like, I went to the Shell station by my house one day. I was getting gas, and this dude came up to me. He was like, yo, Maestro. And I totally wasn't even thinking battle rap. I was like, oh, what's up, man? I was like, you know me? He was like, dude, you're a fucking legend. I was like, you know, well, shit. I was like, you know, come up here tomorrow. We'll probably be up here tomorrow, you know? In another story, this story was actually very crazy to me. Like, this is moving forward past grind time, you know, Tyranny, where Supernova Battles, my league now.
Yeah, we're going to get into that too. But go ahead, please.
We did the big battle versus, I haven't told anyone the story, but we did the big battle, Uno Lavos versus Dot. That battle has like 170,000 views or whatever. So me, Uno, and Dot left my house, and we're dropping Dot off at Union Station, and on the way, we stopped at the Starbucks by my house because Uno wanted coffee. So me and Dot are sitting in my car, like waiting for Uno. And all of a sudden, Uno comes walking out with the fucking Starbucks barista. Mm-hmm. And Dot and I are like, what the hell's going on? You know? And he was like, and Uno said that when he went into Starbucks, there was like a big ass line and there was only one register open. But one of the workers saw him, was like, Uno Lavos, like saw that he was in line.
Wow.
Register for him and like, you know, like,
wow.
So then he's like, you know, what are you doing out here? And he was like, oh, I just battled Dot and, you know, Supernova Maestro's league last night. And he was like, no shit. And he was like, yeah, they're both outside. And the dude was like, oh my God. And so like he came out and like took pictures with all of us and stuff. Like that was a crazy, you know, because I drive by the Starbucks every day. So it was like, that was crazy.
Yeah, man, it's amazing the underground following that the battle rap community has, man. And I was telling
let me tell you one other short story.
Please, yeah.
And this one is actually kind of embarrassing, but I took my wife and kids. We went to go see that movie Dolphin Tale, if you remember that like Disney movie or whatever. Day. So we got there late, and so I told my wife, I was like, you know, go, you know, take the kids or whatever. Like, I'll get the food or whatever. So they were in the theater and I was in line, you know. And so this kid who was when I finally get up there, this kid recognized me. He's like, oh, Maestro. He's like, yo, what's up, man? And I was like, you know, what's up? You know, and he was like, yeah. And he was telling me about all these battles, whatever, that he'd seen. So then he said to me, he's like, yeah, so, you know, what movie you seeing? And I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh, I'm seeing Dolphin Tale. Like,
I think Shark Tale. Probably,
cool. Like, he thought I was solo seeing Dolphin Tale. So it was like, like that thought of me kind of like fell off. I was just, gosh, shit. You know,
man, no, that's hilarious, man. It's funny because you just see these people on YouTube and you don't see them in person. But when you finally meet them, it's like, I've been watching you guys for a minute. Even when I battled and Hollow the Dawn was there, it was so surreal that Hollow the Dawn actually was like, after I was talking to him, he spit me his round. In that moment, when Hollow the Dawn, he spit me his round for goods. And he told me there was going to be some of the stuff that he was going to use for Big T, but he ran out of time. Anybody that knows those battles will be like, oh, really? He used the material for Big T on Goods battle. This is facts. But while he was spitting me his round in person, it was so surreal. I said, this nigga Hollow the Dawn is spitting me his round.
That's
like
crazy.
His unheard round.
That's
it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then when I walked up to...
We used to bring out the stars, too. Math, Hollow.
I don't know how y'all brought out those many people. You guys, yeah. And then when I told him I'm Tyranny, and he said, I know who you are, I was like, all right, bro, it's over. I was like, I get down there. Bruh, it was the best, bruh. Like, and I still battle, so people going to be using this, whatever, man. Yeah,
man.
I
learned about Hollow, that, like, being around Hollow is a huge battle fan. Like, he watches everything. Yeah, so that actually doesn't surprise me. Like, he watches everything.
And so, look, what I want to do is I want to get into Supernova Battle League, which is Maestro's current battle league. I performed on there several times. Look, man, I want to know, because my man Austin here, I would love for him to be my battle rap manager eventually, like do the bookings for me, do the networking for me. I think that he's great at knowing the business and his vision. But as far as the battle league, let me ask you, what made you want to start a battle league and keep going with it? And what's some of your ideas on some of your marketing strategies? Well, you don't got to give away all the sauce. But, yeah, what makes you want to keep starting a battle league? Because it seems like that you all lose so much freaking money. So yeah, can you speak on that?
Who you telling? You gotta think about it especially when you're booking out of town dudes. Like, and I mean, let's keep it real. These aren't like Fortune 500 businessmen who like all their business is on point. You know what I mean? So you do these events, you're depending on a lot of people, like to really like hold up their end of the bargain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So, but as far as like what made me start Supernote, like, do we got time for like the end of grind time story? Can I tell you that
yeah,
real
yeah.
quick?
Please, yeah, yeah.
This is like battle rap history right here that not a lot of people know. But at this point, grind time was falling off. The only people who were left was the DMV division, Upstate, and Poison Pen when he had the East Coast.
Mm.
We did the Mad Ills, who at the time was the co-owner of Grind Time, hit me up. Direct had left Grind Time at this point, so he told me we're gonna we're gonna do this reality show down in Orlando. I got this mansion rented out. We're gonna bring your 6 best DMV dudes, and he mentioned all the top like legends of Florida. He said Johnny Storm was gonna be in it, High Collide, like all those type of. So we were like, all right, bet. So we had all of our guys who were going to be in the tournament, and then it ended up he only had like the Florida guys who were still with him, like the managers, like Isaac, you know what I mean? So, it was like, so we did the event. We went down. We were doing the reality show. We were in the mansion, filming, doing all that stuff. So we were at the event. And so when we're before the event, we had a meeting where it was me, Paradox, Mad Ills, and Poison Pen. And I'll always remember this because this was literally the end of grind time. So Mad Ills at the time was, he didn't like, people didn't like him. Like, they didn't like him in the battle rap community. And so I said to him in this meeting, I said, Ills, like, you want to be, run grind time still. You got to let Poison Pen be the face of grind time because fans love Poison Pen.
Yeah.
But you just got to step back, run be George Steinbrenner, run everything, but just be off camera, like, you know what I mean, behind the scenes, and run it like that. Like, let Poison Pen be the face of the league. And he basically told us all that he couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like, he couldn't step back or whatever. So I remember we left the event, like me, Penn, and Docs literally left the event while it was going on and went and got something to eat. And that's when all three of us just said, straight up, we're leaving grind time. Like, that was it.
Wow.
Dang. So his ego wouldn't allow him to let somebody else take the face of the
and he didn't even have to, he could have done everything day to day, but he just couldn't be the face because any video or battle that had him in it, all the comments weren't even about the battle at that point. They were all about him, all negative. You know what I mean? So everyone loves Poison Pen to this day. You know what I mean? So he had to be the face. And the original plan was Poison Pen was going to take all of us, because at that time, when we all left grind time and it was kind of like in limbo, what's everyone going to do? Poison Pen, that's when he was going to hook up with URL and still do Poison Pen TV, but under the URL umbrella.
Right. I remember that.
So we were going to do battles under that and then just, continue to drop them like that. And then when that kind of fell apart, Tyrone, you remember how it was. There was nothing in the DMV, so it was like I had all these battlers saying, Maestro, you got to keep going, because at that time Paradox had stepped away. He was doing his thing, and there was nothing really in the DMV area. So all the battlers were saying to me, like, "Yo, like, we can't stop. Like, we gotta do this shit." And at that point, I was booking all the grind time battles, like, from like to the end of the grind time era. So, booking battles was, that was my thing. You know what I mean? So I had the battlers, and it was just really about building the brand, basically.
Yeah. Dang, man, that's wild. So because you had the battlers, that's when you said, "Look, I'm gonna start my own league and everything like that." What didn't you know about starting a battle league? Like, I wanna. The point of my question is to have some encouragement for people that don't have all the information in a certain field, but are willing to take that leap. What were you unfamiliar with, but you still, kind of learn as you went?
I mean, being in grind time, I kind of learned the ropes, but it was more so the belief in myself. You know what I mean? That I knew I had the talent to make good battles, and that's what's most important over everything. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
so what I did originally, that very last grind time event we did, we didn't even drop the battles on the grind time channel. So before I even did any events to build up the audience in the channel, I dropped the final battles from that event on the channel. So if you
Oh.
the Supernova channel, the very first battles that dropped are all from that old grind time event, the last one, the Johnny Carlos event. You know, so I started to build the brand up, and then so that's when I came out with like, and it was all familiar names that people already had known. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that also,
Dang, man.
and from there, like you know, once I linked up with my man Will B, like he's kind of like the Chico of Supernova. You know, he's on camera, but he makes big moves, and so like when he
Yeah.
came brought like a budget into it, that's when I started in Supernova really getting like the top, the Prez Mafias, you know, the Oops, the
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like Will's my man, you know what I mean, and like
Yeah.
so he took it to the next level. And then when I hooked up with my man Rob, who his legit 9 to 5 is making movies, so he was a huge,
Wow.
and he reached out to me wanting, you know, to do like to shoot some of my events. And so us three together really, that's when Supernova just like took off and went to the next level.
Okay. Okay. Wow, that's crazy, man. But yeah, Manny, please. We got another.
Sorry, I'm back here with fan comments. Um, damn, I almost lost my train of thought. So with everything going on, you moving on, and everything. Do you sense a resurgence in battle rap in the DMV?
Well, the thing with Grind Time was Grind Time showed you that you could localize battle rap.
And as a man from Atlanta, I truly understand it because Atlanta, when it comes to, we're not that good at battle rap, in my opinion.
Well, see, the thing is, especially out here, so when Grind Time fell off, that kind of honestly led to the oversaturation of battle rap because even in the DMV, there's like 4 or 5 leagues now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like, if you know, everyone is just basically starting leagues. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
Tyron, you can speak to that too. You know how
Yeah.
it is. Like, it's just
Yeah.
like, and it's also the thing about like when you're in a region, you know, with 4 or 5 different leagues, it almost kind of oversaturates the battlers where you know you can't really like unless you're like a special battler.
It's
You
like
know,
college football of battle rap. Like in my opinion, where
But
there's some.
you're talking like that, localized to an area.
Yeah.
I know. I mean,
yeah,
I'm older guy, so
you're
being
competing for the
younger, I
same
want to.
battle.
I'm sorry, say that.
I was gonna say you're competing for the same battlers, so it's like if I'm Tyranny and I'm battling on Supernova, and then I'm battling on this league, and then I'm battling that, like it. That's why I don't do that many events because it needs to be special when you do an event. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're just
I get you.
weak, like you know what I mean, like that kind of waters down your brand as a battler. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
because you know you're competing against your last battle that just dropped 2 weeks ago for views. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, and
so.
and my thing is that's me looking in from the outside because I know with me when I was younger, when I used to see battle raps on well, I don't even think YouTube was a thing. I'm kind of older, but like I'm like, oh, I want to be there. I want to see it. I want to say, ooh, all that stuff. I want to be in that environment.
Yeah.
So like in Atlanta, you don't really get that. You know, you really don't. And you do, but you don't. So like as the further I move north, I'm thinking, okay, these things may show up. Now I wasn't until tonight. I didn't know it was that prevalent in the DMV.
Okay.
I mean we talked, Ty.
Yeah, yeah.
So like but even then, like I
Yeah.
still didn't think it was gonna be as prevalent.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, but that's something like people like me, and I swear a lot of other people would love to just come out and see. So like,
Yeah.
and if you didn't know, I am Anthony on YouTube. I was just in here. Just
Oh
asking
snap!
questions on all the
Oh,
things. So, like,
oh
yeah.
snap! That's funny.
So like,
I thought he knew him.
I still want to. It's something I'm interested in. I want to come out. I want to see y'all. I wanna,
Yeah.
and all these other things. I think there's a lot of people in these streets that wanna
Yeah.
do that too. But I'm not gonna steal
Yeah.
the thunder. that's for you, for him to give the plug at the end of the pod. So
okay, no, but I think you're right, man. I think that a lot of people sincerely, if that is put in front of them, they'll be like, no, that's fire. But I think they just unaware of how accessible it is.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I want to know how accessible it is. Like, can I do this? Cause
Yeah.
I ain't doing much.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you, man. So I mean, like,
I'd rather do that on a good day as opposed to when everything open. Like, man, some battle raps, go out there, have a few drinks, see some people punch some people with some bars.
yeah. So I mean, I think that we got to focus more on advertising outside of the community that's already hip. You know what I'm saying, and bringing in the new people that will sincerely be interested, man. Like, because I think there is a lot of people. If we went
we're gonna talk off cam because I got some some shit for you,
man. Look,
I'm talking about getting in front of a lot of people.
If we started battle rap in front of a mall and started making jokes or whatever, maybe we weren't as the aggressive type at first, and people would be highly. It happened before with me and my brother. It's
Y'all
happened.
too good to be in front of the mall, train station.
No. I mean, I'm saying like. I'm gonna give an example
just to like the go viral mentality to bring attention.
Yeah. I'm saying I'm saying that's how I believe how much interest it is. Like if me and my brother sat in front of the mall, I believe that we'll have a lot of people like, y'all regularly do this. Like there's events, and then I think it could bring. So we do have to strategize on getting to the people that are outside of the bubble, and saying this is a thing, guys. This is an active thing. You know what I'm saying? But and also so my show, I appreciate you explaining the breakdown of the Supernova Battle League. What I'm gonna do now is I want to wrap up on your league. I want to know how long have you been running the league, and what's your upcoming vision for your league? What do you want as the owner of a league? What is your ideal goal? What will help you out, and what will be your thing where you're like, man, this is fire. This is exactly what I want to do. Because me personally, as a battle rapper, and as someone that's been a supporter of y'all's, to me, a friend, I want to support you. So I'll definitely be, fit in wherever you need me. But anyway, what's your vision? And first of all, how long have you now been owner of the league? And what's your vision?
As you get started, tell me and spell out the league name that people can find on YouTube. I'm gonna throw it in the comments right now.
It's all one word, but it's SUPANOVA, and then battles, Supernova Battles on YouTube.
And N as in ninja.
Huh?
N as in ninja. Supernova.
Oh, Supernova. No. Okay, cool.
And the YouTube is youtube.com/Supernova Battles.
Okay, got you. Go ahead, boss.
I mean, honestly, like, this goes back to the COVID. You know what I mean? Like, COVID basically killed, because the venues, it's hard to get a return on your investment right now.
Yeah.
With when they're limited in audiences. So like, we had 2 strong events like back to back right before COVID. You know what I mean? So we were on a roll, and then that just kind of like basically shut everything down. You know what I mean? So, we had discussions about like some rooftop venues and doing something there, but it just, a lot of these venues right now just aren't, and if you look, the people who are doing battles, they're doing them in, kind of select kind of locations, not really the typical club venue. Like, honestly, like, we're planning something right now. It's coming up, but we're gonna do it in a tattoo shop. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's more now about spaces rather than venues. You know what I mean? So we gotta, find basically where, But moving forward, like, I have 2 battles that I'm gonna set up, big battles, but I'm not gonna set them up until they have a crowd, because these battles need a crowd.
Yeah. Oh, like, man.
So I'm, I would imagine those 21, like, because, I've spoken to the battlers, they're all down, like, it just, they need a crowd, like, they're too good, like, to waste it with no crowd.
I feel that, man. I feel that, and I can't wait. I don't know who those are, but I look forward to supporting that. I do believe that some battles do need that crowd, so I'm there for that. And also, man, I think we're gonna be working together in the near future, man. At least when I say working together, me battling on a Supernova League card
Yeah.
again. Supernova League helped me battle. They put me on with Ty Law, who was one of my turning points in writing.
Yeah.
So I mean,
That's actually a fire battle if people go back and watch that, even to this day.
yeah, I think so too.
YouTube, Ty Law versus Tyranny. That's a
Yeah,
dope battle.
yeah,
Super entertaining.
yeah, exactly, yeah, man.
And honestly, that was you were better in that battle than any of your grind time battles. You
I
were
think so.
fire, like
Yeah,
straight through in that battle.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, man, I think so too. I was finally getting it, and I remember Ty Law even commented after my first round. He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, he's starting to sound like me" or something like that. So yeah, that was, and I saw
That's
Ty Law.
definitely a turning point for you.
I
Definitely.
think so, man. I appreciate that, man. And I saw Ty Law at the Hoffman Theater like some weeks later. So he said, "You see it?" I was like, "He was a classic." I talk to Ty Law every day. And shout out to A6 in the comments. That's what's up. A6 just popped up in the
shit,
comments.
A6, what up?
You know
Hey,
what I'm
what's
saying?
happening, A6? Much love, family.
Yeah, I
Look
had
forward to
him-
getting you back too.
Yeah, for sure, man. I had A6 last week on another topic, man. But look, Maestro, man. Look, I appreciate your time, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm gonna volunteer you for another part 2 later on down the road, man. Whenever
Whatever y'all need, man. I'm down. I had a great time, man. I appreciate reaching out, everything.
I appreciate that, man. And as we get bigger and bigger, it's gonna make me feel better because I want to help you promote whatever you got going on. And me
Absolutely.
personally, I'm gonna be bringing families to the events, man. This is gonna be crazy now. So we're gonna be really good. So we're gonna end off with that. We're gonna end off with Maestro having his current Supernova League. We got some of the history of the battle rap world coming from the DMV and in general. We didn't cover everything, which is good because that's why we always have a part 2. But guys,
We love our part 2s.
yeah, I know, right? and I gotta be more aggressive. I gotta finish up some part 2s. We got part 2 of Heartless coming up. We got Rum Nitty coming up soon.
Nice.
If Heartless can get conceded on, that'll be really good. But I got to talk to him more about that.
I would
I just
love
talked to
that.
Heartless yesterday though. Shout
Yeah,
out to
and
Heartless.
That's
let
what's
me
up.
know
Shout out
too,
Heartless,
if
man.
any
Much
names,
love.
like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you know my Rolodex, so
yeah.
anyone, like, just let me know.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, for sure, man. And then Maestro part 2 will be coming up.
Real quick before you,
Yeah,
I wanna definitely shout out to y'all and the community y'all have built in battle rap, because like from the fans perspective, and this is not from me because I know, even not being ingrained in battle rap, I'm in the industry. You know what I'm saying? I'm an artist. I'm a manager. I'm in the business of music. So I know that there's a behind the scenes where people are cool and they're networking and everything else. But the way it is in battle rap is to me to a different level. It's more than just I'ma support you offline. I'm also truly a fan, and I'm gonna do
Yeah.
whatever I can to whatever you decide to do, whether it's a blog, whether it's a video log, whether it's YouTube, whatever you choose to do. Y'all seem to show so much love and support, especially seeing it here in the DMV is a big deal for me because, like I said, the music industry side of the DMV is hard to get love in. So I want to give kudos to all of y'all in the battle rap community for the love that y'all show. A lot of fans will see the hype, they'll see the fights that happen, things like that. But bro, fights happen in family. Like that stuff does happen. So it's just dope that y'all show so much love, and I want to tip my hat off to Maestro, you being who you are in the industry of battle rap.
Yeah.
So you're part of building that brand. So hats off to all of y'all, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
really appreciate that, honestly, truly.
Yeah, Maestro has been a part of a lot of my memories, man. Like, but besides the battles, which to me, I'm not gonna lie, battling on stage and the adulations of the crowd, I'm not gonna lie, it's the number one best feeling in the world to me. I'm not gonna lie, but the stuff associated around that, the preparing, the sparring, the meeting other people, the traveling to that, everything surrounding that makes really good memories, man.
Family, man, it really is.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So yeah, definitely want to shout out that and continue to support that. And yeah, we'll move forward from there, man. I can't wait till I get back in the ring officially and rep PG County and bring some more attention to our area. And it's gonna be some fun times, man. But we'll talk, Maestro. We'll talk. Also didn't know you had a recording studio either. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fire.
I have mad unreleased tracks from like all the. I got a track that I did with Skillet over here that is super fire. I gotta drop that shit.
Can I ask you what area of VA is your recording studio?
I'm out in Herndon.
Okay. We gonna have to come out there.
Yeah.
We gonna have to come out there.
Yeah, for sure, man. Because I have to finish my.
Right at this airport.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Light work. I know exactly where that is.
Yeah, I had to abandon my engineer, or he had to abandon me. So I gotta find another guy. But
well, you already know we got Quality Touch Studios right around the corner from here. So, Maestro, we going to have you come out here. We're doing a lot of work. We actually, Quality Touch Studios, shout out William Bowser, Slim the Engineer, Antonio Wayside. We're actually in Grammy consideration for a record we just did this year. So
nice.
I'm gonna definitely have you come out, Maestro. Will likes battle rap. He may not be the most diehard fan, but you know he likes battle rap. So yeah, we'll link. We'll connect on business and you know what I'm saying, kick it.
I need one favor before that though.
What's up?
I see the Maryland and the DC flag. We need that VA flag up there too.
VA has a flag?
No, the
Psych,
canvas.
no.
Yeah, I was gonna have to Google that afterwards. You know what I'm saying? But okay, that's a bet.
Is it the rattlesnake? I don't know.
I don't know. What is it? Maestro, the VA symbol?
Like with the lady on it or whatever. But I just see the canvas.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, these are actually acoustical panels, and we just use the flag as the fabric.
Oh shit, that's dope.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. But we do probably need to add something to differentiate ourselves from the other joint, even though we got a different channel now.
Yeah.
All right, we keep that in mind. Look, Maestro, we're gonna talk.
Right.
A6 is this woman step over man.
That's funny.
That's funny. But all right, look, shout out to you. I'm gonna hit you again. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, man.
Any other plugs? Any plugs left, Maestro?
Check out the YouTube channel. Like us on Facebook, Supernova Battles on Facebook, and follow us on IG, Supernova Battles.
Nice. Austin, any plugs going on?
I mean, shout out King Gino. He knocked out right now, but it's all good. But shout out my man King Gino. Shout out Dang Dooley. He just dropped a music video for How I Feel. Wody Woe just released his first single on all platforms. So shout out to that. If you've been active in the group, the podcast group, you'll see them. So shout out to them. Shout out AJ finished up his album. He's getting ready to drop. Shout out Slim, who's about to engineer and mix my entire album that I'm working on, my rap album that I'm working on. Other than that, man, shout out William Bowser, of course, like always. Shout out to the fans, first and foremost, for always showing love and supporting us. Look forward to continuing this going, man. This is going to be a lot of fun, the path that we all take.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. And I'm tied up in a battle rap tournament this weekend. Also, I have 6 songs, 80% done. Like 3 of them I produced myself. I play guitar, as y'all know. Follow me at Tide, TYED__UP. Other than that, we're good. You're gonna see a lot of us. I'm telling y'all right now, it's gonna be I guarantee y'all gonna see me in a lot of high places, man. I guarantee y'all that. But anyway, all right, I'm gonna let y'all go now. Maestro, I'm gonna keep in touch. Words Never Spoken, episode 17, and we are officially out.
Appreciate it.
All right.
We are done streaming, but we are still here.
Okay. All right. So all right, we're still recording.